How's it going, YouTube? We are back, and as you can tell by all of the jumbled up numbers and information on here, we are doing another awards race. But if you guys want to see a video like this, it's for subscribers only, so I'm gonna have to ask you guys to subscribe first, and then I can move along. And we're gonna start the American League here. We have both leagues on the board. Jose Berrios is a plus 2,000 right now, 3-2, 3.74 ERA, 45 innings, 45 and 2/3 innings pitched. 49 strikeouts and a 1.14 whip. As you can tell, like the American League, I don't want to say they're lacking in pitchers. It's just that, a lot of this is based on name and name alone. Like I said, Berrios is a 3.74 right now, and Bieber is at a 3.17. There's definitely guys like Danny Duffy who have much better ERAs that could be on this list. But we're still pretty early in the season, so you're gonna see a lot of name placings. Not to disrespect Jose Berrios, because I really like Jose Berrios, and I think he's a really, really talented pitcher. But right now at plus 2,000 with those stats, I wouldn't say that he's got this one, or he's gonna be in the top three later on this year. But for sure, one of my favorites here is Lance Lynn at a plus 1,500. 4-1 with a 1.30 ERA, which is the best in the American League on this list right now. And then 34 innings pitched because he spent some time on the IL, and 44 strikeouts and a .98 whip. So in like 11 less innings, he has 5 less strikeouts than Berrios, and I think that's an incredible play right there. He's really been a steal for. I don't want to say steal because Texas definitely got some good assets for Lance Lynn, but he's been a really, really good piece to that White Sox puzzle over there. They are the #1 power ranked team according to MLB, and he is part of the reason why they are so good. And at plus 1,500 is really, really nice if he can continue to pitch at a high level like that. Garrett Cole struggled today. So if he, everybody has their ups and their downs. Maybe he's in a rut right now, and Lance Lynn can keep continuing his consistent play, and maybe he gets himself higher up on this list. Glasnow is a plus 467. He's 4-2 with a 235, 57 innings pitched, 85 strikeouts and a .87 whip. What I'm really, really excited to hear and see from Glasnow is that he's not walking people as much. I hadn't really watched him too much. I've seen him a little bit in Tampa prior to the World Series, but in the World Series, he had trouble staying in the zone against the Dodgers. Whether you want to credit that to the Dodgers' discipline and how well they are able to lay off pitches below the zone or just outside of the zone, or if it's Glasnow's command at that time on its own, or a mixture of both. That .87 means he's not walking people as much. We know how good he is, how much he's gonna, how often he's gonna strike people out. 85 strikeouts in 57 innings. That's it's insane. Obviously, the baseballs are a little bit different this year. They're seamier. It's easier to get grip. It's easier to spin baseballs. So the 85 strikeouts in 57 innings for a guy that throws in the upper 90s makes sense. And he really has been playing really, really good baseball. Not giving up too much, obviously, and he's playing good enough for the Rays to win games. A 4-2 record. The Rays aren't a team that is totally loaded with offense, so their pitching staff has to really take the brunt of the load there, and he's doing the job just fine. Plus 467 is a pretty modest rate for him. Obviously, I think he deserves to be a little bit lower considering that Bieber's numbers right now and how he's struggled a little bit here and there. But I think he deserves to be up here for sure. I understand why he's up here. Not going to discredit anything that Glasnow's done so far. But Shane Bieber, I believe he is the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Plus 323, 4-3 with a 3.17 ERA, 59 innings pitched, 92 strikeouts, which I believe leads in the American League, and a 1.22 whip. So he's having trouble with his command. Either that or people are starting to lay off of his breaking stuff a little bit better. His stuff is really, really nasty. He's still striking out people at an amazing rate, like always. The guy has probably some of the best strikeout stuff in the league, other than the guy in the National League, who we'll get to later. Maybe even a better strikeout pitch than he does, but he's incredible. He really is incredible. A great diverse mixture of pitches. He has that two seam, like 93 to 95, curveball, the changeup, the slider. He has a great mixture of pitches and he uses them really, really well. And when he misses, he doesn't miss by much, but it's just he's not getting those calls right now. And he starts clipping the zone again. That number is the strikeouts are gonna go up and the ERA is gonna go down, and so will the WHIP. He gets his command back together and he's gonna be right around this conversation. Right now, I think I'd take Glasnow and Lane over him for sure, but I expect him to bounce back really soon and start to see some really, really exceptional starts from him because he really is an exceptional pitcher. Now, Garrett Cole, the plus 165 favorite. He's 5-2 with a 2.03 ERA, 57.2 innings pitched, 85 strikeouts, and a .78 WHIP. I think he has 59 strikeouts straight without a walk, which is history, I believe. He's incredible. He was great with the Astros, and Pittsburgh scratching their head like, where was this? You know what I mean? Where was this? I'm not going to say that he wasn't, great in Pittsburgh. He was a good pitcher in Pittsburgh, but he went and really turned it up to the next level in Houston and then in New York as well. Like I said, he struggled today, but every pitcher has their struggles. He's still 5-2, which is great. Still right above 2 on the ERA. One good start, and he's right below 2 again. And he's an amazing pitcher. He does such a good command of the ball. The .78 WHIP, like I said, not letting a lot of runners get on base, not giving up hits, not giving up walks. He's just keeping the ball in the zone, making the hitters put it in play, letting the defense work, striking people out, and that's the kind of that's the formula that leads to Cy Youngs right there. And right now he's a deserving favorite. Now in the National League, we got a little bit of interesting one because our favorite here, I believe, is on the IL. Brandon Woodruff plus 1933, 2-1 with a 1.64 ERA, 49 innings pitched, 61 strikeouts, a .73 WHIP. Brandon Woodruff has been a really, really, really good piece for them. I believe he's only had like one bad start all year, and it was against the Dodgers, which is a lineup that I think you get a pass for having a bad start against. He's really been good at keeping the ball in the zone. The Brewers are really, they have the pitching staff this year, so they get Yelich back and they start to get some more production out of their lineup, and they might be kind of scary because they have the staff, they have the bullpen, and those are the things that win you playoff games, man. You can win a 2-0 game in the playoffs if you have good pitching. And right now he's the ace of the staff, in my opinion, because Corbin's been hurt, or Corbin got COVID and he missed like 2 or 3 starts, I think. And but both of those guys, Corbin and Brandon, are pitching exceptionally well. He's number 5 on this list. I think he deserves to be higher than some of the other guys, like Aaron Nola, for example, who is 3-3 with a 3.64 ERA, 54 innings pitched, 61 strikeouts, and a 1.09 WHIP. Name placing right here, in my opinion. No disrespect to Aaron Nola, he's great. He's normally a guy that has great command. He doesn't throw overwhelmingly hard, and he's not normally going to strike a lot of people out, but he's striking people out at probably a higher rate than he would be used to. The 1.09 WHIP is because he's been getting hit up a little more than normal. Like I said, when you're not straight blowing 99-mile-an-hour smoke, you're going to have the ball put in play more, and oftentimes those balls get put in play and they find holes every once in a while. So I believe Woodruff should definitely be higher than Nola, and maybe even higher than Bauer. But Nola, well, obviously he's going to figure it out. He's a great pitcher. He's one of the top pitchers in the league, especially in the National League. So expect him to bounce back. Expect those numbers to get better. The odds will probably stay around there based on some of the other guys on this list. But I expect a good turnaround from him. Trevor Bauer, plus 1333, 4-2 with a 2.20 ERA, 57 innings pitched, 77 strikeouts, and his .75 WHIP. The .75 WHIP is really impressive, but I would love to see Trevor Bauer find ways to lower his pitch count in games. He tends to get into a lot of deep counts, and even if it doesn't result in walks, it doesn't allow him to pitch, the 7 or 8 innings that or the 8 or 9 innings that he would want himself to pitch, being the competitor that he is. He does all these measurements on his body to make sure he's in peak condition for start day, and obviously those numbers don't always come out the way you want to every 5th day, but he's probably one of the most competitive people and one of the most dedicated to their craft in the league, and the 2.20 ERA reflects that. He worked incredibly hard, and he's one of the more unique personalities in the game for sure, entertaining to say the least. I would just like to see him, one, keep the ball in the park a little more, and two, limit those deep counts, because that's what gets the pitch count up and forces Roberts to pull him out in the 6th or the 7th inning, when he knows himself, and we all know as fans that he can go 8 innings on a consistent basis if he has that pitch to count reasonable number, because he's not going to get hit around too much. His stuff is filthy. That slider cutter mix that he has is sensational, especially with the curveball that utilizes tunneling so well. Different levels of break. You got the full horizontal break, and then you have slightly like 45-degree angle, and then the curveball drops even lower than that. It's really such a he really utilizes the science and the angle and all the metrics that you want to use as a pitcher, and he's making it work. Corbin Burnes plus 450, 2-3, so he's the only guy on this list with a negative record. Not based on how he's playing for sure. With a 1.57 ERA and 34 innings pitched, low innings because of COVID. I believe he missed 2 weeks. 58 strikeouts and a .64 whip. So that's one of the lowest whips on the board, except for our last guy here on the bottom of the board. His stuff is filthy as well. He has that upper 90s fastball with a lot of sink to it. He has that cutter, the slider, curveball mix with the changeup. And he's the definition and one of the epitomes, like Bauer, of keeping hitters off balance and keeping hitters guessing. Everything looks like it's the same pitch coming out of his hand, and every pitch has such drastic movement in different directions. As a hitter, you're circling one pitch and hoping for it in one location, and if you get it in that location, you better hit it, because if not, you're in trouble. And he also was 50-plus strikeouts straight without a walk. He had not walked anyone yet this season, before his last start, where he did walk, I believe it was a Cardinal. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Tommy Edman. I want to say it was Tommy Edman. But great pitcher. Like I said, another member of that nasty Brewers staff, where they have that 1-2 punch, and all of a sudden you're down 2-0 in a 5-game series and you're in trouble. But they need to piece it together. The offense needs to come back, into full fruition, and they need Yelich for sure to get healthy. Maybe they have a pretty decent shot at winning the Central. The Cardinals are a nasty team too, so they're going to need these two guys, Woodruff and Burnes, to really pop off if they want to have a chance. And then the man of the hour here, best pitcher in baseball by far, in my opinion, Jacob deGrom, the only guy on either one of these lists, the MVP or the Cy Young, to have a negative odds. So he's a minus 120. He's there's not even words to comprehend what this guy is doing to people right now. He's 3-2, not because he's pitching bad, but because of the fact that he does not ever get run support. If he's winning games, he's winning them 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, 2-1. 0.68 ERA through a month of the season. It's ridiculous. The only thing that I could say that could be against him right now, he's on the injured list. This is the 10-day right now for I believe it's an oblique or his right side or something. If that's a serious injury, then you got to strongly consider, Corbin Burnes, Bauer, and all these guys in the National League that are pitching at a high level. You got to consider all these guys. If deGrom misses enough time for it's, questionable whether he should win Cy Young or not. I think he'll probably still win if he pitches over that 150 inning threshold or whatever it is, 200 innings. But he's really incredible. He's pitching like a Hall of Famer. Likely will end up there at some point based on how he's done. Best pitcher in baseball. Like I said, I hate to reiterate it, but best pitcher in baseball, deserves another Cy Young, deserves more wins. I would like to see him pitch in the playoffs, because that's always great for baseball, to see the best face the best, and he's the best right now. And I would love to see him face elite lineups and really have them go at it for a playoff series where it's intense and all those extracurriculars, you know what I mean? But that's going to do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe once again. Comment who you guys think is the best pitcher in each league. My picks are Garrett Cole and deGrom. That's the obvious ones for sure. Who you guys think is a sleeper for Cy Young? All of those things down below, and I'll see you guys next time.